morning, guys. Happy Friday. I hope you've had a good week full of holiday cheer. We're rolling into the next one. It's almost 2020. It's kind of crazy to think about. It is December 27th. The way these updates work, I am not scripted. This was pointed out yesterday. Someone said I couldn't read my script. There is no script. It's just me and Kevin riffing on some of the big stories that you guys are talking about and sharing on khou.com and on our Facebook page. Also, for those of you who asked, who is she talking to? It's Kevin. He's off camera.
Hey guys.
He's over here. You can hear
here.
his voice, so he's not imaginary, I promise. Or at least he's a different voice than the ones I hear in my head. That's a joke. We're talking about these stories that you guys are clicking on and sharing. I think I already said that. We want you to get involved in the conversation as well, though, so leave your comments and questions down below, and we will circle back to them at the end of all this. We're going to start with a story, really, that I just want you guys to know about. There's a regional Amber Alert out for this little guy. His name is Marsden Ellis Harp. He's 4 years old. Police say he was abducted by his mother. She's Selena Jean Harp around 2 o'clock yesterday. Her car that was seen driving in is a dark green Ford Fusion. The Texas license plate is LGV 3638, but just go ahead and keep an eye out for this little guy. Travis County Sheriff's Office is very interested in finding him, and we have more information about that on khou.com. Next up, a warning for runners, anyone who really uses Memorial Park, who runs that loop, because Houston police say on Christmas Eve, a guy attacked a jogger. She managed to get away. She's fine. But that same night, they found another woman who was kind of disoriented. They don't know what really happened with her. They talked to a guy, they let him go, they're not sure he is the attacker, so they're putting extra patrols out there at Memorial Park until they can catch whoever's doing this. So kind of scary. I know a lot of people run there at night because they think it's public, there are plenty of people, but that is just a warning that you need to be aware of your surroundings, and if you see anything sketchy, give police a call. This crazy video came in from overnight. It's a police cruiser on its side, and you're probably going, well, what could possibly have done that? A pothole. I feel like that's going to be the headline somewhere. Houston pothole flips police cruiser, because that's exactly what happened. The officer who was driving was chasing a suspected drunk driver, hit a pothole in the 800 block of Boyles, that's over in East Houston, and it flipped the patrol car on its side. It even caught fire for a little bit. She was able to get out safely, but that the suspected drunk driver did get away. How scary is that? We've talked a lot about potholes because we've done a variety of stories about how bad the roads in Houston are or are not, according to some surveys. The latter surveys obviously are skewed because the roads here are unlike any I've ever seen. Let me know what it looks like in your neighborhood. I live over in the East End, kind of the north side of the East End, and there are some roads when I'm doing a ride share, like a Lyft, the driver says, I don't think that's a road. No, it's a road. There's a road sign. It just looks like it's someone's gravel driveway. Is Addison all set up and ready to go?
Addison's ready.
Okay. We're going to check in with Addison Green. If you tune in for our afternoon updates, you've probably seen him before, but he's our newest meteorologist to the KHU 11 weather team. He's been filling in on the mornings and noon, and I'm going to let him take it away, share your weekend forecast with you.
Thanks, Brandy. Yeah, it's great to be here. Great to be in the Houston area where we are enjoying some nice but kind of murky weather out there today. And I'll get those details in just a moment. But first, a lot of people are doing some traveling out there across the country, especially during the holiday season. And we have a big storm system that's impacting a large chunk of the country. This is from the southwestern four corners all the way up in towards the Canadian border. So it covers from top to bottom. And if I was to go ahead and draw right here, you can see that this is roughly a span about 1,500 miles or so. right there that we are seeing that we have these watches and warnings going on across the nation's heartland. There's winter weather advisories, winter storm watches, and winter storm warnings in place due to this system swinging on through the four corners and eventually making its way into the Central Plains. So if you're traveling through any big hubs, Phoenix, Denver, Minneapolis, for instance, you may want to check out your carriers because there may be some flight issues or some changes to that flight pattern. Right now, our pattern has just been dealing with this low visibility going on across the metro area due to this persistent onshore flow coming on in across the region, with us getting the push of moisture coming on in from a high pressure system located to our north and east. This is the same thing that we had to deal with yesterday morning. And it's going to be the same thing we're going to be dealing with tomorrow morning as well. So typically in the distance, you can make out possibly the medical center right about here. Can't quite see too much in the distance. You can see right in the foreground looking out there towards Herman Park, but otherwise you're not seeing a whole lot out and about with the visibility running low. We're talking about numerous locations dealing with the visibility around a mile or less, like out towards Pearland, Angleton, for instance, Sugar Land, Cleveland. Conditions have improved in Conroe, not quite so nice in Bush, so there may be some delays from some airlines coming on in or trying to take off due to the low ceiling. But eventually, looking at your future track for visibility, we'll be seeing that patchy to dense fog burn on and off, and we'll get the chance for noticing just a little bit of some coastal concerns still lingering around during the afternoon hours. But watch, we're going to bring that moisture back across our area as that onshore flow comes back across the area again, and it's going to be through the overnight hours. We're going to be seeing numerous locations with the visibility running low, down to a mile or less. So bear that in mind if you have any late night plans or early morning plans for Saturday. So the view from our tower cam, it's working, just not really showing us a whole lot. Temperatures out there, 61 degrees. We're dealing with a lot of humidity, of course, of all the moisture in the atmosphere, and the pressure is either holding steady or going down just a touch. Morning lows showed that we had numerous locations not getting anywhere near the average low of 43 degrees. We got down to 58 degrees in Dayton, 60 degrees at Bush, 61 in Sugar Land, and 53 degrees in Huntsville area. So partly cloudy skies combined with the moisture hanging around. We had the dense fog concerns. Hence, we did not see our temperatures cool down all that much. Here's that persistent onshore flow coming on in across the area. We do notice there's a clearing of the skies going on from Dallas down towards the Corpus Christi area. That's what's going to be our weather scenario later on today. So we will get a chance for breaking through that cloud deck later this afternoon. But then this storm system, which is sitting right about here, if I was to put an area of low pressure located right there, it's bringing rain across the four corners areas, snow in the higher elevations, Flagstaff, for instance, pushing up in towards the mountainous areas of Colorado. Well, it eventually will swing down across Arizona and New Mexico later on today, and then it makes its way into the nation's heartland. So it encompasses a good chunk of the country, like we showed you before. Here's all the winter snow concerns. Right there, from Minnesota down in through the Colorado Rockies and pushing, maybe seeing some snow in some of the higher elevations down towards the southern border. Meanwhile, we're going to be in the warm sector of the storm system, warm sector I should say. So we're just getting this influx of moisture coming on in from a south-southeasterly direction, bringing fuel for the fire for thunderstorms to potentially fire on off later on today. Then later on for Saturday, I should say. Now that cold front eventually makes its way through the Houston metro area, should clear on out overnight from Saturday into Sunday. Then we'll have this dry northwesterly flow come on down, giving us a nice bright day for Sunday afternoon. It will be a little breezy and great for Monday as well. Fast forward though, in from Tuesday afternoon into the evening hours, here we are ringing in the new year. Hello 2020. We'll be noticing though the chance for scattered showers pushing on in as you go from Tuesday night into Thursday morning. So this potentially could be a lot of shower activity across the metro area. In fact, much of the Lone Star State dealing with the potential for bringing around some soggy conditions. With the weather coming on in for Saturday, there is a small chance for seeing some possible strong to severe thunderstorms. This is a marginal risk for severe weather right here, this darker gray highlighted area. Thankfully, we're just in the general thunderstorm concern, but nonetheless, it's still an issue we need to take, not take lightly, because we may get some damaging thunderstorms come on by. By Saturday evening into Sunday, we may pick up an inch or so in rain in Beaumont, maybe about 0.4 of an inch in Bush Intercontinental, and then fast forward into after New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, we could add on up maybe 1 to 2+ inches of rain. So we could be starting off the new year on a soggy note. Let's wrap it all up for you. Today, 74 degrees for an afternoon high. The fog fades away. We'll have sun and clouds later on. And then for tonight, foggy concerns once again with mostly cloudy skies and a muggy feeling in the air. This is the overnight low coming our way, 65 degrees. Bear in mind the typical afternoon high is 63. So we're not really going to cool down all that much overnight. Going to be feeling a little on the sticky side of things with all that moisture hanging around. Then afterwards, going from Saturday into Sunday, we're back down towards seasonal levels. Stay that way into Monday, and then make your way into New Year's Eve. And then New Year's Day, temperatures cool down as we start to see showers come our way. We'll have more information coming on up later on at noon, as well as for the 411.
Addison, thank you. A reminder, you can always go to khru.com/weather to get his full forecast as well in case you missed anything. I'm also going to direct you back to the website for a whole list of new laws that go into effect on January 1st. There are too many details to get into, but I've shared the link up there. Actually, Kevin shared the link up there. You can review everything. Nothing too major that's going to affect your daily life, I don't think. I mean, we're talking like bingo fees. I don't want to judge. I love a good bingo game, but I don't know how much bingo fees are going to really like heavily impact your day-to-day. Finally, I'm going to wrap with a story that you guys aren't clicking on, but I think you should be because it's darn right adorable. This is Aiden. He's 2, lives in Houston, and Aiden's favorite time of the week comes twice in the form of the garbage truck. He is so obsessed with the garbage truck, he dressed up as a garbage man for Halloween. And so on Christmas, all of a sudden there was this like surprise gift on the porch and they didn't know where it came from, and it was a garbage truck. Turns out it came from Jose, the garbage man, who dropped it off. You catch it on the Ring camera, which you can watch this whole story that Janelle Buda put together on khru.com. It's super cute. But look at him, he's out there waving every day when the garbage truck comes. I keep wanting to say fire truck, garbage truck. It's just the cutest little story, and a story about kindness, because the family was totally caught off guard that Jose, the worker, dropped that off, and it's pretty cute.
Yeah, it's really cool that he noticed the kid watching him and brought him a gift, and yeah, that's an adorable story.
Right? Mm-hmm. So you're not clicking on it, but you should be. I don't do that very often. I normally really run with what you guys tell me, but sometimes I gotta tell you. All right, comments and question time.
All right, let's see what we got. We got a couple good mornings. Good morning, Diane. Let's see. Pinky Georgia is saying, praying that they find him, referring to the child that was lost out of Austin.
Yeah. I really just encourage folks to spread the word, spread his picture, get that information out there. It takes 2 seconds to share. That's kind of our line here, but it's true to just get the word out, and hopefully someone will spot him and get him home safely.
Yeah, Dee Dee is making a little joke here about the overturned cruiser from the Pothole. She's saying, looks like we haven't fulfilled our promise to improve our roads. Yeah, you can see that for sure. It's
rough. I did see a question. Angela welcomed Addison, and Stephanie asked if Blake is still around. He is. So Blake has been working doubles on the weekends. He does Saturday mornings, then Saturday nights, then Sunday nights. And we brought Addison onto the team so Addison can take care of weekend mornings and Blake can sleep. It's magical. Right. And also, Cheetah's on maternity leave, so Addison will be filling in here and there. But I think after the first of the year, you're going to see a lot more Blake on H-Town Rush in the morning. So you'll see him during this digital update a little bit more. In the meantime, I'd love to tell you what shift he's working, but with the holidays and maternity leave, all the puzzle pieces are all over the place.
Who knows where anyone is at this point?
Yeah. Cynthia says she's ready for her AC to stop coming on. Right? So I've turned it off. My heater AC unit is kind of in neutral right now, and I'm rolling with whatever the weather is doing. But even just a week ago, I had to turn on the heater because it was so cold. We got into the 30s. And then a few days later, we're in the 70s.
Yeah, my wife is completely comfortable with the cold because she's from the north. And so the house is just freezing all the time.
I'm from the north, and Texas has ruined me in the best way. I go home, and I'm like, I can't deal with temperatures below 65.
I know, maybe once she's here a little bit longer, she'll become that way.
She'll acclimate, to be sure.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that'll do it. There's another update coming up at 2:15 this afternoon. if you want to tune in for that. I'm filling in on KHU 11 News at noon. We're going to see if I can stay awake for that. Otherwise,